Now let's add our HDRI backdrop. So let's go to edit and plugins. So this asset is actually a plugin in Unreal that is built in but not activated. So we can type HDRI backdrop. If you go to built-in and then type HDRI, we can click enabled, and we can just restart our project. Let me save. And it should be restarting fairly quickly. Now that it is restarted, let's X out from plugins, and if you go to lights, we can see this HDRI backdrop, but we are not in our scene right now. So let's go to map, cinematic map, and now we are in the scene. So let's just drag this HDRI backdrop, and let's put it something like this. This is probably fine, and you will see this flickering. So to change the flickering, we can go to the floor and just disable the floor. So floor is occluding us a bit. Next thing that we're going to do is go to view, show engine content, and we are going to do this. So we can type HDRI, and let's go to textures so you can see all the HDRI textures that we have. And if we click at HDRI backdrop, we can pull any of these cube maps and effectively put it into this cube map, and you will get something like this. This is a bit less realistic. Let's try another one. So Unreal needs a second, and this one looks way better. So as you can see, you can just put your HDRI image here and it will work. The next thing that you can, the important basically option in this HDRI backdrop is, let me see, projection center, yes. So this one, if you move it, let's type something like 700. You can see it distorts everything. So now this side might look a bit better, but the road is way too big for our character. He's minuscule here. So let's type maybe 400 here. This is okay, and let's restart it to the default 170. Now 170, as you can see, makes this part a bit too much distorted, but at least we are realistic when we are looking at this road. And this option, projection center, you should play around with when you add your HDR backdrop, just to make it nice and adjust the scene however you want. Now let's put back this first scene that we had, and let's see what the good number is here. Let's say 700. So 700 doesn't look bad, maybe a bit less. Let's say 500. So maybe we can make something like this. Other options that you can consider here is intensity. So if you put, let's say, 1.5, we can make the scene brighter. And if, I don't know if you can see here, let's put it back to 1. But if you go to the light source and increase intensity to, let's say, 7, we can see that there is a shadow here to our character. And don't forget to always enable contact shadows. Let's say 0.1. Get those nice contact shadows. They're easy to forget, but it add a lot of realism. So let's X out of there. And now that we have this ground here, we can see that we can get some really nice animated shots here. And another thing that I like to do is maybe decrease a bit of lighting here, see whatever feels the nicest. So for this scene, I'm just going to leave it to 1. Seems good. And let's see our light source. So it is on stationary, that is good. We can also change the light color or any options like that, but for right now this seems good. So this backdrop is really useful addition, and you can always go to their engine content and HDR backdrop content textures and find some HDRIs. You can also see this one here, HDRI, but we have more options here. And also HDRIs, you can find really nice assets online that are completely free for HDRI, so you can have the whole list, anything that you want, maybe snowy areas, mountains, anything.